Hello, sixth graders. This is Miss Parsons, and I wanted to go through and review with you guys some of the basics of note reading. So what you see in front of you here is my staff paper. We call this manuscript paper, and you'll see that it has various different chunks of our music staff. Our music staff has 5 lines and 4 spaces here, and we want to make sure that we have that set up so that we can do our music. Right here, we just have the lines and spaces. If I just started writing notes on this, I wouldn't know which instrument that I'm trying to write for. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write a treble clef. Treble clef is for violin, and it looks like this. Couple important things about the treble clef. One, when I come down for this little loop-de-loop down here, it always circles around this second line of my music staff. This actually has another name other than treble clef. It's called the G clef, and that is because that little line right there is a G. So that helps me remember where I need to be. If I were going to be viola, it would look like this. This is an alto clef. And if our cello or bass, my clef would look like this. And this is called the bass clef. Now, still I know what clef I'm going to use for each of these now, but I have all this line here, and I'm not going to be able to tell how to break these up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some vertical lines across my music. I'm going to put one here at the end to make sure that I mark it. I'm going to put one in the middle. And then I'm going to cut these 2 halves that I have in half once more. At this point, I have my music stuff pretty close to set up for what I need. I have 4 of what we call measures. That is this group in between my bar lines. My bar lines are the vertical line that separates my measures. But here's the problem. This bar line looks just like all the others. So I want to give myself some way of knowing that that's the end of my song. So I'm going to do 2 here. One's thick, one's little, and this is called a double bar line. And this is how I know I'm at the end of my music. Now, one more thing I need to make sure that I'm putting in here before I start writing anything is I want to make sure that I add in how many beats each of these measures is going to get. Right now, I just have a blank setup here, and I don't have anything telling me what I'm going to put in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in what we call a time signature, and that is going to look like this. When we start out, we always use what's called 4/4 time signature. The top number, it kind of looks like a fraction. The top number tells me how many beats per measure, and the beat is just the pulse of the music. The bottom number tells me what type of note gets 1 beat. Okay? This is telling me I'm going to have 4 beats in a measure, and if I turn this into a fraction with a 1/4, I would tell myself that a quarter note gets the beat. For us, a quarter note will look like either this, or it can look like this. Quarter notes always have these lines on them. One of the other types of notes you might see, especially when we do our assignment this week, is one that looks like a circle like this. It's a little bit thicker, like that. It's my best drawing of one. This is called a whole note. So these are quarters. And this is a whole note. Each whole note is worth 4 quarter notes. So I can fit 4 quarters in one hole, just like you would fit 4 quarters in a dollar.